no matter what the technical difficulty is, this man is a professional. He goes all the way. Well, this is Jersey Joe.
It doesn't.
Reaver After Dark.
Tonight,
Want the backheads to give you a blessing?
8 p.m. on shrmedia.com. Was an extremely great conservative commentator.
Classified my ass!
Government is another way to say better than you.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome to the Reaver After Dark show with your host, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe, and Mr. Make a lot of noise and banging drums. The Reaver After Dark show is every Wednesday, 8 p.m. till 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember to join the live chat. Go to shrmedia.com, click on the chat room button, join the conversation. We will be delivering news, a lot of noise, and political commentary, and when I can, maybe a guest or two. And if you got anything, comments, well, you can just go to crash@reaver.one, make all the complaints there. So
I am the complaint department.
Yeah. All right, as normally, I have a little rant that I want to go on, and I'm getting tired.
Shocker.
Yeah, I'm getting tired of these Never Trump, Cruz supporters, and God knows how many other PACs made to stop Trump, and the spewing the two-thirds of the party and other made-up bullshit numbers don't want Trump. Well, we can go by the same logic and say that 80% of the people did not want Rubio and do not want Cruz, because they're polling nationally at 20%. So 80% of America does not want them. Stay home. You've done it for the past two elections already, the last two presidential elections. The only problem is you sound worse than a 4-year-old who is not getting their way. You want Cruz, and all he is just another junior senator who has a background of being a constitutional lawyer. I have seen for the last 7 years what a junior senator with a constitutional law degree could do to this country. And it shows what will happen in the next 4 years to this country. Then the party will get nothing done if Cruz were to become president. He is so far right, nothing will get done. He is Obama, the right version. And what I mean by that, before everybody starts crying, Obama is far left, Cruz is far right. Nothing will get done at all.
I was just getting ready to make that statement. Just because we call him the right version doesn't mean he's right for the job.
Right. Oh, yeah.
It has to do with which side he's on.
But the worst part is... Yeah, the worst part, though, is the Democrats, who have a better PR department than the Republicans, have already accused the Republicans of being obstructionists. They will scream on top of every mountain, look, we were right, the Republicans are the obstructionists. You will never see the Republicans win another major election. So with Cruz, nothing moves forward, nothing. And I keep hearing you talk about Reagan. You hold the man so high that you have forgot who Reagan was. Reagan was a Democrat that became a Republican. Reagan was a man that was aggressive. He knew what he wanted. He got things done. Reagan was a man that knew how to get deals done. That's how his government worked. They worked together, not right versus left. It is how our government is supposed to work, not the my way or the highway far left or the my way or the highway far right. And those that keep screaming they are the conservatives or they are the real conservatives, or most likely neither. Those that have to convince others are scared everyone will see them for what they really are. And point out one last little fact, because everybody says that Trump cannot make the delegates. This time, 4 years ago, Romney was ahead by 241 delegates. Trump is ahead by 255 delegate over Cruz. So the only ones saying he can't do it are the ones that don't want him to do it. Sorry. You there, Crash?
I got nothing.
Oh.
I got nothing to add to that.
No, I'm just so... I'm conservative. Are you trying to convince me or yourself? Am I wrong on that? I mean...
No, I think that's a lot of what it comes down to. It's simply that. Is you're trying to... the screwed up thing is... And... the conservatives, quote unquote, okay, I'm not trying to group everybody together, but there's been a lot of, the conservatives have gone out and they've interviewed college students, and, this is the liberal mindset, and they say there's something, but they have no idea what the hell it stands for. Half of their ideas don't even fit in with the mainstream of what they're saying they are. The same can be applied to the conservative side. It can be applied to anything, because nobody's actually being taught anything anymore. They're being dictated to. Nobody's learning. They're regurgitating. Honestly, what I'm most afraid of is it's not even so much that I'm afraid of what's going to happen. Yes, I am afraid. I am petrified of what's going to happen in the next, 20, 40 years because of the generation that's coming up. But what's even more frightening is what happens after that, when all the puppet masters die. When all the people pulling the strings, these behind-the-scenes guys right now that are controlling the youth with all this Common Core crap, when they finally die, then what? Nobody knows how to think for themselves? My father, he put it the best I have ever heard it. His job as a parent was to raise me to be an adult. He has 20 years to make me self-sufficient. After that point, he can help, but it shouldn't be relied upon. If you have to rely on your parents for your daily needs, with certain exceptions aside, I'm not trying to pick on, I'm sure everybody can see that. Right.
Everybody should help each other, but there is the dependency
There was
issue.
a failure. Okay? There's guys that are, we both know them, 35, 40 years old, living in Mama's basement, down, not having to pay any of their own bills. Well, what happens when Mom dies? What happens?
Commandos.
The guy doesn't... Yeah. What's that?
Keyboard commandos. Mom, make me a hot pocket! Sorry, poop pocket.
I'm having flashbacks to Men in Black 2.
I don't know why I thought of Larry the Cable Guy.
Oh no, because I'd actually say he's a very self-sufficient.
Oh yeah, but just some of the characters he plays, and his poop pocket stick.
Okay, yeah, I'll give you that one. I will give you that one.
It's. Oh, and I will say your father raised a very, very big dolt. Adult. I'm sorry, adult.
I could have sworn he just called me a big dope.
No, dolt. A dolt.
Hey, don't insult me by calling me a grown-up, goddammit.
So, yeah, I'm just...
Anyway.
This is one of the worst elections, and Sackhead Sean put up a great piece, I think it was last night, how people need to knock it off and put everything to the side, whether you support whoever you want and act like it. Stop the attacks. It's not helping anything. But as I posted up there, and it's nothing against what Sean wrote. I love what he had to write. But I really wonder if it is too late for it to go back. I don't know if I could support Cruz after all the BS that has gone on. All the...
I've said it before. I don't think there's any in this political race. I don't think there is any one perfect candidate. We're going to gain something. We're going to have to give something up to gain something. I mean, none of these guys, in my opinion, are true presidential leaders. I think they all have strengths in their own ways, and I think some are better candidates than others. But if I had to, I can't say, you know what, we really do have a phenomenal choice. Now, I think we've got good choices, and I think we've got worse choices. But one of the biggest things that weighs me is, do you stick by what you say? Do you stick with your ideals? I could never support Cruz. He's flip-flopped too many times. And he's done it so frequently and so recently. I mean, it's not like, I'm pulling up, you voted against something 25 years ago. Okay, it was 25 years ago. I mean, that's like saying, you know what, you wet your bed when you were 2. Yeah, well, guess what? You fucking grew out of it, didn't you?
Yeah, you're not a bedwetter anymore.
Unless you've had too many drinks. I mean, and then sometimes there's, but
that's what depends is for.
How many people have flat out said, because you and I both said it, that when we were teenagers, early 20s, we more identified Democrat. Yeah. As we've gotten older and we've gotten more educated and we started making up our own minds on things, we've kind of ended up on that middle ground, that, undeclared, or leaning a little more on the Republican side, or really committing one side or the other. So using something that somebody did 20 years ago against them, I think that can be a little bit lowballed. Unless they started it 25 years ago and they've stuck with it ever since, then obviously that's their position. But this guy flip-flopped like a goddamn fish out of water having a freaking seizure.
Yeah, but not just that.
The whole damn campaign started.
Look at what he's done as a senator. He's done nothing. He's done a lot of dog and pony shows in the Senate. He got up there for that so-called filibuster that didn't stop nothing. It would not stop nothing. But he sat on the floor talking like he was doing a filibuster, like he was doing something. And it was like, look what I did. I did a filibuster to stop that bill. No, you didn't. It was a dog and pony show.
Didn't stop it.
It didn't do nothing.
It's not. If it didn't stop it, it's not a filibuster.
Right, but it's also he tries to pick and choose things to make it appear as if he is doing something, but that won't hurt him. So that's why if it backfired on him, well, it wasn't an actual filibuster. It didn't hurt. It didn't stop the vote. He has set himself politically with what's best for my next maneuver to become president. But I will say this, that I got thinking earlier and it just popped back in my head. With all the negative attacks that have gone on from the Cruz's support, I noticed it didn't start until after Rand Paul dropped out. And before that, the Rand Paul supporters were nasty as hell doing the attacks.
Okay.
Yeah, and sitting back thinking maybe it's not just the true Cruz supporters, that it's these Rand Paul supporters that now they're even more pissed off because, well, they backed Rand Paul, who failed. So now they decide they're going to back Cruz, and, well, he's losing.
Sorry?
Well, he's losing too. Cruz and Rand Paul. Well, Rand Paul had to drop out of it. I mean, if you picked two losers, would you be that happy?
That was quick. The thing is, honestly, I mean, at this point, this entire freaking political race is nothing more than... It's all a dog and pony show. And some people are making responsible, or, well, what I would consider to be responsible choices, or they're standing by their means, and I think that they're... If for nothing else, even though I may not agree with their politics, I can agree with the person. You're sticking by your morals. You're not you're actually doing what you feel to be right, or what's right for the population. You know what? I can stand with that.
Racist. Sorry, my liberal side was coming out.
I would love to know how the hell.
I have no idea. It's just there was a liberal behind me screaming it.
I'm telling you right now, if a BLM protester shows up, on my front lawn. I'm just letting you know.
Call up Trump and complain to Trump that he sent one of the people that were protesting him, and it's his fault they were protesting him. Oh, my God. That hurt Cruz, too. That hurt Cruz. Siding with BLM.
The fact of the matter is, it was completely, I mean, not even just Cruz. Koschek, I mean, all of them. That was the most asinine thing. Trump's causing this? Okay, well, you know what? Obama's causing the whole freaking BLM movement. Tim and the AG and Holder and Lynch.
Did you say Lynch or Wench? I mean, both are acceptable, but...
Take it however you wanted to. The fact of the matter is, they've been race baiting. I mean, they've been setting this up for years. For years, this has been getting set up. There's a sense of irony in the fact that it seems like it's really truly coming to a head, where crap's really now starting to explode or implode. It's ironic it's an election year.
Yeah.
And there's all this push to get all these immigrants registered to vote. Well, let's see. They only know one name because they only know the person that's pushing for the registration. So who are they going to vote for? I still don't see how their votes... I mean, I don't see how their votes count, but then again, dead people voted in the last election and their votes got counted. So, hey, I guess when you're running the country, you do whatever the frick it is you want.
This whole thing is getting...
If you want the current statement, I can't remember the exact figures, and I know my math's going to be off a little bit here. But General Obama was actually polled as the 5th favorite president of the United States. They did a poll at I can't remember which college it was. I want to say it was somewhere in Texas, but they did a poll.
Find out what university that is in Texas, and please let me know so I know never to send my daughter to that university.
But he was voted the 5th favorite. I believe it was Hamilton and Jefferson. No, Lincoln. I think it was Lincoln and Hamilton, or Lincoln and Jefferson, were tied for first place. All right. There was a 16-way tie for second place. I believe Garfield. No, there was like a 20-some way tie for third place. Grover Cleveland and Herbert Hoover came in 4th. So you do the math on what his ranking actually was.
It just clicked in my head when you started kind of like saying, well, third place out of 20. Oh, all right, I've heard this one before. I was like, shit, I fell for it.
Yeah, when I first read that today, I was like, you got to be shitting me. And then I started reading down it, and I lost it. I busted out laughing. One of the guys comes into my office. What's so funny? So I showed it to him. He was laughing his butt off, too.
All right, quick thing right before we go to break. Crap. Last night, the speeches after pretty much all the primaries were done with, and Kasich acting like he won something, grandiose. He won one goddamn primary, and he's acting like he just won the nomination. And you have Cruz, who didn't win a goddamn thing, and acted like he won the whole night. I never seen so many people celebrate failure so big in my life.
Yeah, you have. Look at the current administration.
Well, true. Very good. All right. With that, asshole. You're listening to the Reaver After Dark with the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash. We'll be right back after these commercial breaks.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
You have been listening to Reaver Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver Common Sense Show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplains.dailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean.
Dude, I'm not saying cow for the stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint.
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
Also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, it is the Reaver After Dark, hosted by Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe, and Jersey Crash, right here on shrmedia.com and highplains.dailynews.com.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you missed any of the Reaver of Common Sense or Reaver After Dark show, just go to Reaver.one. While you're there, click the like button so you can keep up with everything Reaver. Now, back to the show.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
Welcome back to the Reaver After Dark, as Ding Dong is counting away for nothing. With your hosts, Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe, and Crash. The Reaver After Dark show is every Wednesday, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember to join the live chat. Go to shrmedia.com and click on the chat room button. Join the conversation. Don't forget, every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, it's the Reaver of Common Sense with me, Jersey Joe. Oh, and if you go to Reaver.one, you will catch a live stream. Yep, you will.
I'm still not sure why you call it common sense.
Because it's the death of common sense. Which seems
now
to be...
I get it. that's actually kind of witty.
I'm going to smack you. All right, we're going to get into the conversation of criminal aliens, illegal immigrants, whichever kind of criminal name you want to give them. And me and Crash had a conversation. What?
No, we're supposed to be calling them displaced citizens.
No, it's citizens or Americans in waiting.
Americans in waiting.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah. So I was on the phone with Crash, you ding dong, and we were talking about Princeton, New Jersey, and their sanctuary status, and that they're handing out cards to illegal immigrants on how to evade ICE agents and how to evade getting deported. And Crash actually brought something up that was, for once since I've known you, actually had a good idea.
No, I've actually had two. I actually have had two good ideas.
Oh, to become friends with me was the first one.
Actually, I was going to say not killing you that night was the first one, but okay.
Tomatoes, you know.
No, the whole thing with these sanctuary. Okay, so you're going to call it a sanctuary city. You're going to give a nice name to the fact that it's a haven for illegal activity. You're just going to put a nice PR term to it. You have organizations, government organizations, mind you, handing out information that is purposefully designed to evade other law enforcement officers. Now, as a U.S. citizen, I'm not allowed to do that. I mean, if I told you how to beat an FBI murder charge, isn't that...
We'd call you a lawyer.
What's that?
We'd call you a lawyer.
Okay, fair enough. But if you broke the law and you came to me and I said, it's okay, I'll put you in my house. I know you're breaking the law, but it's all right, you can stay here. Well, here's some information on how to dodge the cops. You know, when they come around or somebody comes asking questions, this is how you get away from them. This is how you hide. This is how you lie. This is how you tell your story better. That's aiding and abetting. Okay, if I was smuggling crack cocaine into the U.S. as part of a drug cartel, that's a felony. I go to the federal prison system for that. Anybody involved in the operation also goes as part of the criminal enterprise.
Dun, dun, dun.
Why is one crime? They're going to say, okay, well, you want to weigh crimes. Okay, fine. So illegal immigrant isn't weighed as heavy as a crack cocaine dealer. Okay, maybe. I could maybe buy that.
But if I buy a TV off of somebody that's stolen, that's buying stolen goods, and I can still go to prison even though I didn't know it was stolen.
Yeah, very true. But, okay, so crack cocaine, that leads to violent crimes. There's a lot of violence with that. Okay. There's also been a lot of immigrants that have come in and that have killed people and murdered people and shot innocents. So
how'd you know the next segment? Seriously, how'd you know the next segment?
I picked up on some of your brain waves. I got a migraine.
Seriously, I did not give him the list of topics we were doing today. I led him into this, and the next topic is that there was 124 released criminal aliens that they're now charged with murder. 124 homicides within a 5-year time frame.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to that one.
I know, but you just led perfectly into it. Nice job.
But that's what they're doing. I mean, all these sanctuary cities, that's what they're doing. You have that poor girl who was killed in California.
Kate.
The guy was deported how many times?
4 or 5 times.
And he kept coming back, but, they allowed him to evade ICE.
Yeah, they helped him evade because they were supposed to make a phone call.
Yeah, if they had done their jobs, if they had done the jobs that they are sworn to do, as a public servant, you are sworn to uphold the Constitution, to uphold the laws. Now, that used to mean something. Unfortunately, nowadays, it seems like, oh, okay, I'm sworn to uphold the laws.
It's a punchline.
So they forget about the Constitution part of it, and they say, oh, okay, I'm supposed to uphold the laws. Okay, well, here, I'll go pay some people to rewrite the laws, and I'll uphold the ones I want to uphold, and the other ones I'll get them rewritten.
Ignore.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'll do. No, I mean, come on. It's freaking ridiculous.
I wish we could ignore laws on the rig.
That's fine. Yeah.
There's a lot of people I wish I did not have to treat. But I had to treat them with respect. I had to give them full medical care. And I had to swallow every ounce of feeling, pride, anything I had to shut up and treat them with respect and treat them.
Christ, one time you even had to spell spy grandma meter. I mean, that's not going above and beyond. And you had to do it without choking him.
Yes.
God knows we both wanted to.
All right, we'll give the example out. The guy just got done beating his girlfriend, wrapped her hair around her throat, dragged her up to the second floor by her hair that's choking her, broke an oak headboard with her head, played Jumpy Castle on her chest. And
the only reason she survived is he couldn't get the freaking revolver to work properly. Because that was the coup de grace.
No, the best was when the cops couldn't open it up to get the bullets out, and I was just firing that gun that weekend, and I popped the gun open, it kind of fell open, and bullets fell everywhere. I got some looks from those cops that night.
Yeah, we never got messed with by that platoon ever again. No, but
I'm the smart one.
It didn't matter how much we despised some of these people. I mean, we treated gangbangers.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had to treat people who are breaking the law. And I am bound by law to not divulge certain things in the course of my medical treatment. But on the same side, I'm also bound by law to report any illegal activity. So why is it I'm bound by these laws, and if I don't do things the right way, I go to jail, I lose my freedoms, I lose my family? But a politician doesn't. A council member doesn't. They get to set up entire safe havens. Yet, I go driving through that freaking, that goddamn safe haven, and I honk a horn after 9 p.m. I get a damn ticket for violating their sound ordinance.
Issue the ambulance a ticket for noise violation, and also they didn't go the proper way to the hospital. We don't want them going through our business district. We want them going through the housing apartment complex to get to the hospital. We don't need them involving our people buying stuff, making extra noise. Oh, that we don't have to worry about anymore, because, I mean, the hospital's on Route 1 now?
Yeah, they did relocate it, but of course we didn't worry about it back then either. We just switched over the protocol of you have to leave the siren on at all times while operating an emergency vehicle on an emergency assignment.
Like you said, we'd get the phone call coming back on, you went through Princeton with the sirens on. Yeah, how'd you know? They just called.
Yeah, let's not get too much into those shenanigans. This could be recorded. Actually, this is being recorded because you rebroadcast some things.
Yeah. Well, you know what? We weren't technically breaking the law. They were coming up with bullshit reasons. They wanted to tell an emergency vehicle which route to take to the hospital. There was no state law that backed them.
Mm-mm.
The state law said we had a right to use the siren.
Actually, by state law, we're required to notify other civilians, essentially, of the situation. I mean, there actually is stuff in the laws regarding that. It's also in the law that we are supposed to get the patient to definitive medical care in the most expeditious and safe manner possible. Now, anybody that's ever been in Princeton knows how crap-ass their damn roads are. Their main roads stink. Their side roads are even worse. So I'm supposed to take a C-spine compromised patient, somebody with a possible broken back or neck, and I'm supposed to take them, baja it down the back roads when I can't even go over 20 miles an hour on a main road without compromising them? Come on.
That was the time they chewed me out for showing up with a code, and we didn't call it in properly. They hung up on us because we didn't address them correctly. We were like, okay, we'll just surprise them with the code then. Oh, those nurses were not happy. Why didn't you call in? You hung up on us. We should use the proper name.
Yeah, we go to the city hospitals with the same thing, and we just get the looks of, you a-holes. Yeah.
Remember the one night
they just go to work.
They pissed us off, and we kept bringing every idiot we could find?
Yeah, I remember doing that a couple of times to a certain city hospital.
Yeah. You're glorified taxi drivers. You're a glorified babysitter. Well, we've totally gone off topic. But yeah, it's...
just actually getting ready to really incriminate us, but I'm going to stop right now. Moving on. Oh, yeah, sanctuary cities, and what a bunch of BS that crap is.
But you came up with the best thing, that they are criminal enterprises. Why aren't they being charged with being a criminal enterprise? They are aiding and abetting, knowingly aiding and abetting criminals on how to get around law enforcement.
Well, the thing is, they're trivializing it by saying it's not. Well, it's a victimless crime. I'm sorry, that is the complete BS. Because
isn't that what they said about hookers? It's a victimless crime.
Yeah. Who's the victim? You're offering a service. I'm paying for that service, and now if you're being forced to do it, then okay, that's one thing. But I don't know that at the time. If I steal a bag of potato chips, who's the victim?
Yeah.
What, the store? The insurance company? Over 78 cents? I mean, okay, victimless crime? You're going to say, okay.
What about the guy that goes and robs a bank because he's just trying to do something better for his family? He's just trying to better his life.
Well, here's the funny thing is, I love this because they like to use it's a victimless crime, and I just kind of set myself up. Well, I just robbed you, I stole from you, or you used the thing of I stole from a bank. Well, that's a victimless crime. Oh, no, it's not, because the insurance company is going to be paying for that. So it is coming out of somebody's pocket, and the Federal Reserve is going to have to reimburse that money. That did come out of somewhere, so that's going to increase taxes. So that's, it's the taxpayers that become the victims. Now, guess who's paying for the damn free rides?
Actually, I'm going to stop you right there. I'm going to stop you right there real quick, because I remember a story from a very good friend of mine whose father lives in Arizona. And they were all going out every night because one of the neighbors got killed because he went out to check his mail and some illegal immigrants were running by and thought he was going to turn him in, so they shot the man getting his mail. But I thought it's a victimless crime.
Yep. Yeah, it's a victimless crime, except that family lost a husband, a father.
Kate's family.
Breadwinner. But it's all victimless.
Yeah.
They don't count as victims. Enough to make my blood boil.
Oh, it makes mine. I mean, they try to justify criminals when it suits them. I mean, Jesus Christ, the Democrats just recently had that senator out in California who was the #1 anti-gun senator pushing all sorts of gun control, and he just got convicted of gun running with Russian mafia. Yeah. That's the party I want to be part of. That's the party I want to be a part of. Oh, yes.
They're turning, what is it, I'd like to brought up California. They're pushing legislation through right now at a local level out there, changing the rules on gun registrations.
Yeah.
Essentially, you're making every single law-abiding citizen who has legally obtained a firearm, you're turning them all into criminals immediately if they haven't filled out a certain piece of paper. You're turning them into paperwork criminals.
Yeah.
And it's completely asinine. But they're saying that, it's to keep the guns out of dangerous people's hands. Hey, guess what? Dangerous people don't file paperwork anyway.
Exactly.
They also don't deal with any of this. They don't go to the gun store. They don't go... I mean, honestly, the amount of weapons that are used by gang members or in a violent crime that are stolen from a law-abiding citizen's residence first is actually extremely low. And it's a crime of opportunity. They robbed my house, they took my pistol, and then they went to the next door neighbor and they robbed their house using my pistol. Yep. It was an opportunistic thing. That's usually where they come up. And I want to say it's like less than 1%. All the rest of it, it comes from illegal gun running. It comes from the cartels. Oh, wait, hold on. No, It comes from our federal government, who supplied all the fucking guns to the goddamn cartels so they could print back over the goddamn border. Yeah, I forgot about that part.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to give one last bit of on this California bit before break. I noticed Trump got the best endorsement he can get. Governor Jerry Brown has been quoted as saying that if Trump gets elected president, he will build a wall around California. God, that gives me another reason to vote for Trump.
About freaking time. You know what? The only thing I'm going to say before we go to break is for all of you people out there, for all of you people that are swearing to me and on social media and everybody else that if Trump gets elected, you're moving.
Bye-bye.
Can you please just post where you're having the yard sale first? Because I could really use some good deals.
And on that note, you're listening to the Reaver After Dark with the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash. We'll be right back.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
You have been listening to Reaver Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver Common Sense Show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cough for the stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, it is the Reaver After Dark, hosted by Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Jersey Crash, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you missed any of the Reaver of Common Sense or Reaver After Dark show, just go to Reaver.one. While you're there, click the like button so you can keep up with everything Reaver. Now, back to the show.
listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
Damn it, wrong buttons. Pushing all these buttons and forgetting which ones to push. Welcome back to the Reaver After Dark Show. I am your host, Jersey Joe. Crash has stepped away for a second. He should be back real soon.
I'm back right now.
Oh, you're already back? All right.
I'm back.
I'm Batman.
When you said, I'm going to put you on mute, I said, I'm done.
But just remember, I am Batman. Oh, someone did it on, and I saw the meme on Facebook, why Batman is the best superhero. Because Batman can make a device that's an exosuit that makes him as strong as Superman and can beat Superman, so he's better than Superman. Well, with Superman, if you take away the sun, he's just a normal human being. Well, with Iron Man, if you take away the suit and take away the money, he's just a normal human being. Batman knows karate, so he is better than the rest of them. He is the best superhero.
What about the Hulk?
It wasn't in the meme. All right.
Of course, I had to pick the big, angry, green dude.
Racist!
I swear to God, next time I come down there, I'm going to...
What do you mean, next time you come down here? You haven't been down here in 8 years. All right.
Look, if you're going to pull that crap, at least do it properly. I am an equal opportunity offender.
You only hate green people.
EEO, goddammit.
You hate green people.
What's that?
You hate green people. It's okay.
Dude, I live out in the middle of the woods because I hate everybody.
All right. So there's been several comments that Hillary Clinton has made that just is making her look dumber than dog shit, and she already looked like dumber than dog shit. So I'm going to go over the comments real quickly because we're starting to run out of time. We got like 9 minutes left of the show. One, for gang violence and gangbangers, she wants to put more gun control. She wants to expand background checks to stop gang violence. Oh, and by the way, the comprehensive background checks that she wants are the same ones California, Colorado, and Paris have.
Yep.
She wants to make gun manufacturers accountable for the use of their products, so criminals misusing their products, they have to be held liable. Hopefully, she'll also do it to every other manufacturer, knife manufacturers, fork, hammers, bats, cars. Then she made a comment that in 1993 she tried to do healthcare reform and asked where was Bernie Sanders. Well, someone actually pulled videotape and Bernie Sanders was literally standing right behind her. I think we need to check her mental outlook. She also stated we did not lose a single person in Libya. And for those that are geographically challenged, thank you. That's where Benghazi is. That's where that's where she lost 4 people. And then, during a rally for her presidency, she made a huge announcement that she's going to put a lot of coal miners and coal companies out of business. How's that for getting support?
Now, see, the question I have on that one, and honestly, it is a serious question. We're going to put the coal mines out of business. We're going to put the coal miners out of business, obviously, if we shut down the industry. Where's the energy going to come from for the power stations that still utilize coal as the fossil fuel source?
I don't know.
Where are those communities going to get their power?
What's funny is, and I'll send the mem to you.
How about the fact of everybody keeps yelling and screaming, especially our current, I don't even know what to call him, we have to lead the way on saving the environment. We need to make a stand. We need to lead the way. Okay, we are pumping out less greenhouse gas. Now, they keep comparing us to third world countries. They keep comparing us to regions that don't have a big infrastructure. So, yeah, we pump out more than they do. How about all of the cancers and the illnesses that are linked to toxins that have been outlawed in the U.S. for decades. And guess where they're not outlawed? They're being pumped freely into the air in China.
Yeah.
Hey, guess what the air currents do? They travel. So all that crap ends up...
Wait a minute. For those that are geographically challenged... Sorry.
They're pumping all that shit out overseas. It's coming over here. Our citizens are getting sick. But we're being told we need to cut our carbon footprint. But they're putting even worse crap into the air.
Don't forget, as he flies Air Force One all over the world to give these speeches, and polluting more than probably our whole country has lately, the way he flies around.
Very true.
Well, think of the Paris, the big global.
Isn't it funny how many? Isn't it ironic how many of these eco freaks have private jets?
You had Leonardo DiCaprio come in. What was it, 2012 or 2014? Flew in on his private jet just to give a speech.
Mm-hmm. And I really wish somebody would have converted that from jet fuel to solar power, and then scheduled him for a night return flight.
Flap!
And for those of you that actually don't follow technological advancements, there actually has been a transcontinental. Actually, I believe it actually did make it all the way around the world. I know it stalled at one point in Asia due to storms and lack of sunlight. But a two-person, completely solar-powered airplane. It does exist. But guess what? Alternate energy cars existed, too, for over 20 years before they ever actually hit the market.
And they're still not really efficient at this point. They're not financially feasible at this point either.
Nope. No, you actually, it's. I've been saying it for years. I'm saving the environment because I plug in my car. Yeah, and where do you get the electricity for that plug?
You're not going to get it soon because the coal plants are going to be out of business.
And it's actually been proven that the amount of
electricity
that you're pulling, your kilowatt hours, if you convert that into a carbon footprint the same as you would with gasoline, it's actually worse. That's the irony. It's a feel-good measure. It makes me feel good.
Exactly.
I got other things that make me feel good that I can't do on the radio, so...
You can't do it with your wife either, so what are you talking about?
Son of a...
I'll just mute him right there for a minute until he calms down. Oh, come on. You're just pissed because you didn't think of it.
Piece of monkey.
Beep!
God.
Beep! You done?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, come on.
I'll get a Morse code machine and I'll cuss you out in Morse code too.
What'd you say? A. 2 years later.
Yeah, with all the insults I'd have to type. Yeah, it's going to take me a few years.
You come out of your house, your one finger is going to be like 10 times larger than all the rest.
I'm not even going to go there.
I clicked her brains out. Don't ask why I started thinking Big Bang Theory and Howard. I clicked her brains out. But Glycinda the troll was a guy. Oh, Lord.
Yeah, I can't. Going back to, actually for the national audience, I think they get a kick out of this real quick. They were doing a thing on local radio up here where they were trying to find actors to play the current presidential candidates. So they were picking different actors to, who would be Trump. I can't remember all the actors, but for Chris Christie, it was Farley. If he'd still been alive, everybody wanted Farley to play him in a movie. The funny part about it was they kept coming up with guys for Clinton. somebody called in and said, and they gave a girl's name, and the one guy says, well, isn't she a little too attractive for that type of role? Oh, yeah, possibly. And the other guy turns around, and his response was, and I'm not so, I mean, she's a great actress and all, but I'm not sure she could play a guy. I mean, that was it. They just, the whole studio lost it.
Well, actually, I just saw a picture, and I put it on my Facebook. Do you remember the grandmother from the Beverly Hillbillies?
Oh, yes.
And they put it up next to a picture of Mitch McConnell. You have not seen them both in the same room, have you? Did you take a drink of something? Did you take a drink?
I'll have to re-drink it because you just went back into the bottle.
On that note, I'm telling you, we're going to have to expand to 2 hours one of these weeks.
All right, good night, America.
Everybody remember, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., Reaver of Common Sense right here on shrmedia.com and hbpundit.com. Thank you for listening, and hopefully we gave you a little bit of a, where's that damn cursor, a laugh. Have a good night.
I've been around this world, yet I see no end. All shall fade to black again and again. This storm that's broken me, my only friend, yeah. In this river, all shall fade to black. In this river,